Yes, family, blessed love. Of course, you know, we're giving thanks to the life giver, the keeper of life, Emperor Haile Selassie I. And yes, family, definitely what a wonderful investment that would be. We're talking about the International Homeschool Program. And as you could clearly see, definitely offering to you astronomy and African history and heritage, and of course, biology. Definitely very important when it comes to the intelligence of our young ones. So, of course, you know, just contact us, email priestIsaacInstitute@gmail.com. And don't forget, you know, family, you still have the opportunity to get a free preview of the classes, so you know exactly what it is that you are going to get. You know, have an idea of the biology classes, have an idea of the astronomy classes, have an idea of the African heritage classes, even before, you know, you enroll your young ones or even enroll yourself. Nothing wrong with enrolling yourself, bigger ones. Yeah, man, definitely this information will definitely go across the board, no matter how old you are. It has been prepared. The program itself has been prepared for the young minds, but the information definitely is applicable to each and every one. All right, family, I'm not going to spend too much time on this subject area here. I know the title would have been of concern to some, but really, this is actually a reaction. I have to take my time to express this one because it came to me as a bit of a shock. So about 2 evenings ago, 2 or 3 evenings ago, I was checking out my good brother Sarneta's channel. In fact, I was watching a video there. It's about 2 years old, actually. It wasn't nothing new. And it was him and brother Jabari, and they were kind of bashing the Hebrew Israelites. But what caught me not only by surprise, but with some concern. Now, brother Jabari, of course, you know, all respect, I'm only highlighting him because, well, it's him I heard saying this, so I found it of a serious level of concern. And they were bashing the Hebrew Israelites concerning the whole aspect of, I guess, how the brothers deal with their sisters during the time of menstruation. But what they were saying, this is, you know, brother Jabari and brother Sarneta, they were coming down on the Hebrews, eh? And one of the statements that was made is that the brothers were crazy for, you know, when their sisters are going through their menses. That's actually the term that he used. That, well, I don't know who have to sleep where, but I know they were speaking about them sleeping in separate rooms. And apparently, when the Hebrew Israelite sisters go through their quote unquote menses, apparently they don't cook for the brothers. And these other brothers, they were highly agitated at that. So I myself, I was listening to that and I was a bit lost. Now, I want you to listen to me, good family, and I want you to understand where I am going with this. And I'm actually asking if my perspective is wrong. Now, I'm not speaking of, you know, a situation where like a woman is put away or she's behind a zinc fence and in the dark, or you can't see and you can't talk to her. No, that's not what they were talking about. I am saying that if an individual and his family or his woman or his wife, they dwell together, and when she is going through her menstrual cycle, that's what it is, what people call the period. And if they, not necessarily he, if they decide that the sister, I mean, they're in a humble environment, because that's how the discussion sounds. So if he decides, or she, or both decide that the sister will take the bed and he will sleep on the floor, or if they decide that, listen, honey, during this time, I don't want you to do any cooking. I'm going to do the cooking for you. I really didn't understand why the brethren were so offended by that. Now, let me say again, I am not a Hebrew Israelite by tradition. So I don't know exactly what really happens behind the scenes when a Hebrew Israelite or the Hebrew Israelite family go through the menstrual cycle of a woman. But as I said at the beginning of this, I'm not going to spend too much time because remember, the Tiger's Nest is a university. And we have done programs, lengthy programs. Even in the last 3 months, we have done a series of programs, not only speaking about the cycle of the woman, the period, and the biological understanding of it, because a lot of people who are very religious with the woman period have no idea of the biology of it. And we also did a program where we were speaking about the sacredness of the woman's cycle, because there's a high spiritual sacredness with the woman's cycle. You understand? So I'm not going to go too far. That's going to take me a whole hour to get into. You could just revisit the channel and find these videos. But I'm just sticking now to what I heard the brothers them say. Now, family, naturally, it's not a scorn or a shame. When a woman is going through her cycle there, she is shedding things. We went through this biologically. Toxins are coming through her pores. Literally, toxins are coming through her pores. So if a brother feels like he don't want his woman to be kneading no bread for him with her fingers, and he decide, listen, honey, let me do the bread and you relax yourself. All sisters are not the same. Some sisters, when they go through the menstrual cycle, they become very sensitive, whether it's to sound or even if it's to a touch. So if the brother and the sister with understanding say, listen, honey, during this time here, you keep the bed. This little old skinny bed that we're sleeping on, you keep the bed, I will sleep on the floor. If the brother said, listen, honey, during this time here, you use the upstairs bathroom and I use the downstairs bathroom. I don't know what on earth could be wrong with that. I was surprised, to be very honest, to hear conscious people disrespecting other people because they came down hard on the Hebrew Israelites as if they were uncivilized. For just simply saying, well, honey, I don't want you to cook the food during this time. Let me repeat. I'm not talking about putting a woman away or sending her to the cabin in the woods, or she can't hear me and I can't hear her and she can't. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm bringing it from the level that I got the conversation, because that's what they said. They clearly said that the Hebrew Israelites, when the women are going through their menses, these brothers don't even sleep with her. Can you believe that? These brothers don't even sleep with her. I said, wow, something wrong with that. Hey, can you believe when these sisters are going through their menses, they can't even cook for their man? Okay, something wrong with that? Wow, are we so overconscious that we miss the boat? So remember, this is not any real woman can tell you what I just said. During that time, she may be a little bit sensitive. Okay, let me drop the bomb here. Do you believe that a woman and a man should have sexual intercourse when she's on her cycle? I am sure, well, I believe, because right now I'm not even sure how people think, but I would expect the rational thinking ones would say, of course not, brother. Exactly, I agree with that too. Exactly. But where do you draw the line? So why wouldn't you have sexual intercourse with her? Well, I mean, she's cleaning out and she's detoxifying and she's shedding the old stuff and so on. So, okay, fair enough. I agree. She's seeing her flowers, as we say in the conscious realms. Good. It's the same thing with the cooking. Now, the cooking may be a few steps below that, but depending on how high up the hill you are in consciousness, you ain't gonna make no woman cook for you when she's going through her cycle. Well, priest, I disagree, because if you go on the road and you have to buy something to eat, me you talking to? No, you see, that's the problem. As I just said, depending how high up you are, the conscious hill, I mean, come on, how many of us as conscious people haven't eaten out in years? That is why you yourself have to keep up a certain level of standard, because I see where you're coming from. Because me personally, I cannot see an individual have his woman, and then he gonna want to be the most holy and tyrannical when she's going through that cycle, and the environment is not even made for that. Then he don't want to see his woman, he don't want to touch his woman, nothing, but yet still he gonna go on the road, he gonna jump on a bus, he gonna edge up with all sorts of people. Yes, he's gonna go and eat from somebody that's cooking on the side of the road. No, that doesn't work. That's not balance. That's definitely, that's almost hypocritical, really. You know, so you have to be able to balance these things. So a man, a conscious man, living with his conscious woman, whether it's in a cabin or whether it's in an upstairs or downstairs, and they have an understanding of nature, an understanding of life, and he or she decides that during this time, you're going to keep the bed if it's one bed, or I go on the sofa, or I stay right on the floor next to you, you know, and I don't want you cooking for me or making no juice. I really can't see what's wrong with that. You understand? So even if a fella believes that, well, listen, you are right, I want my woman cook for me when she bleeding, it don't matter to me. Okay, I ain't vexed with you, you know. But for you to be upset with somebody who decides to tell his woman, just cool a little bit, man, until you come off of that, and let's go. And you upset with that, to me, that's a nasty mentality. You know, I'm wondering what else you do when the woman is on her menses. And let me just say this, I know how some of us are, and I only, you know, even before I did this video, you know, I said I wouldn't call the name, but I just had to make it clear so we understand the discussion. And it's no disrespect to no one at all within their whole, you know, I mean, their, if you want to say, their philosophy or theology. But I just believe that as conscious people, we are conscious people. You know, these same individuals I'm talking about were pushing the vaccine heavy, eh? So, I mean, I have to really contemplate what is the mentality. So, family, there's nothing wrong with understanding the balance of nature. And any real woman herself would be happy for a moment where she could at least relax and let the cycle pass and be served and be taken care of. I don't know what's wrong with that. We as conscious fellas, we want a woman to throw on her jeans and go to work and bring in the bread for us when she's going through her cycle. No, man, we have to do a little better than that. So I really wanted to say something about that because, you know, a lot of ones actually follow that theology. And as I said, I don't know exactly where the Hebrew Israelites are in their doctrine and exactly how rigid they are with it. So it's not a defense of them. I don't know exactly how they do it. But on the simple level of just giving the woman a space and easing her from the work, I don't know what's so crazy about that as conscious people. And that was just my point. So definitely give thanks for that moment there. I just had to come in and give that little touch there. Glorify the life giver and the keeper of life. And of course, I'm going to remind you, make sure you tune into the Tiger's Nest tomorrow evening. Of course, that's 7 p.m. sharp Eastern Caribbean time. I think Eastern Standard Time has caught up again. So it's 7 p.m. whatever the time is. And remember the International Homeschool Program. Definitely get the young ones on board. Right now, we are offering biology. And remember, of course, we have African history and heritage. And don't forget the astronomy. And remember, the payments can easily be made via the Cash App and the PayPal. All the description is in the link, pardon me, is in the description below. All right. Give thanks. Life given, the keeper of life. And remember, family, we have done several programs. We have done several series as it relates to the cycle of the woman and the period and the science of it. You should check it out. Give thanks so we can kill them stigma and weird thinking. Holy Manuel I, Selassie I, Jah, Rastafari. Yeah, give thanks.